back again. Welcome back to the second week. I don't think it's been second week. It's been a lot longer than that, to be quite honest, but I couldn't think of anything else to put it on, as I just put week 1. So this is week 2, and you'll probably see from the little video at the beginning we've done quite a bit. We've got the conning tower and the first section completed. We've got these nice flood slots in here, and we put on quite a bit of detail. You know, we've got the little sonar nobules, I suppose you'd call them, on the front, and some of the deck plates and various things like that. We haven't gone super highly detailed because this is a working model, and you know, too fine a detail is just going to get lost and broken. We don't really need to do that, but we've done pretty well with most of the stuff. I'm pretty happy with what we've done so far. So just to recap, we finished the top section, and as you can see, I'll just turn the camera around and you'll be able to see what we've done. And here we are. You can see what we've completed. So we've completed this first section, if you remember, was for the A19. Was a little bit different. Put in the flood slots, a little bit of detail on here. We've still got these blanked out for spraying, and it's been given a coat of red oxide just to highlight any problems. And you can see we've rubbed most of it down, and it's in a pretty good state and almost ready, I reckon, for painting, giving it a coat of paint. So everything's already there. We've done the periscopes, etc. Got the little sort of sonar toothpick on the front there, and what we've done here is we've cut out and reshaped all these bulkheads to take a 110mm tube, and we're taking out the running gear, and we're having that rebalanced at the moment, but you can see that's all been redone so the tube can fit in there. And as I say, it's all been very much completed, as you can see, and it's not looking too bad. I'm pretty pleased with that. So when that's given a coat of paint and weathered, that should look really really top. So just give you a shot of the front, what we've done here. You can see those little bits on the front there, little nobules. Yeah, so that's pretty much completed now. That's finished and ready for painting. And so we're having the running gear rebalanced at the moment, and that's already being done. And then we had to alter the fins on this one. I had to reshape these because they're slightly different on the Gotland class, straighter. So we had to recast these onto the original ones, which takes a bit of time, but saves me buying a new set and rebuilding and all the rest of it. So that's kind of done. And if you want to know how I did these little nobules, if you might call them, or sonar bubbles, or whatever you might want to call them, you think, oh, well, he's 3D printed them. Well, I used to have a 3D printer, but it kind of went out of date because I didn't use it so much, so it wasn't really working buying it. So basically what I did is I made them out of wood, like that, shaped them out of balsa wood, sealed them with a bit of sanding sealer, and then coated them in about 10 coats of latex, and you end up with one of these sort of gentleman's molds, I suppose you'd call them, really. So you just put that in a bit of sand to support it, and then put your resin in there. I use sort of a mixture of resin and Q-cell, because otherwise it's too difficult to sand resin, so a bit of Q-cell in there makes it much easier to sand once you've got them out. But that does the trick when you're only doing 1 or 2, and I suppose you could use it again if you wanted to. But that's that. So the next thing to do is to do the rear section, and if you remember, that was the old A19 one, and you can see there's a big sort of drop in the top of the deck, and we don't need that on this, and it's too difficult to actually take it out. Time I got that out, reshaped it, and done it, and put the glass in. So I'm getting Bob at OTW to mould me a new rear section, and I've cut out the bulkheads that we used here. that were these bulkheads there. I've cut those out with my Dremel, and I'll re-glass them into the to the new top, and once we reshape it. So it'd be quite a bit of work to do on that, because we've got to put the flood slots in and etc. So that should keep me busy for a little while. And then when we come back on week 3, probably be month 3 the way I'm going, we should have done that, and that will be completed. And we might have got a bit of paint on this. I'm hoping that I might, if the weather improves, to put a first coat of black on it and dark grey on the hull, because that's what it had. So on the start of getting it sort of weathered, and then we'll be looking at doing the WTC. So I'm just making some inroads into that, and as I said before, I'll probably have a double angle tank in it, and it's probably going to be just under 1 metre, mainly because the A4 threaded rods are 1 metre. I don't think we really need anything bigger than that. So that's where we're going to be in the next one. So when we come back next time, it might all be completed, and with a bit of colour on it. That would look nice, and maybe even the running gear will be all ready to go. But we're moving on, and the exciting part of it is, once we finish that rear section, is to get onto the WTC and make that look absolutely, you know, absolutely great. So we've extracted some of the stuff out of the old A26. We've got the motor here. I'm not going to buy a bigger motor. This is quite powerful enough. It's 4250, it's a 350 kVA motor, and it's got enough torque, I can tell you, to do what we need to do with this submarine. So that's it really, and we'll crack on, and I'll see you in the next one, and it should look really super duper, I hope. So see you then.